Here's some tea for you. MTG, people are like, oh my God, she's saying all of these things. Like, what's gotten into her lately? Oh, like she's bucking against Trump. She's bucking against the administration. Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to run for Senate in Georgia, and Trump told her no. The White House and Trump land shut down Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal ambitions to run for Senate. And she has been on a revenge tour ever since.
All right, so that's a recent Instagram live stream. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez claimed the obvious changes we've seen in Marjorie Taylor Greene as of late all stem from bitterness over Donald Trump. Give you more Greene's response. But first, Cenk, your 2 cents, and I don't know, does it even matter? Do we care why she's saying things that we perhaps agree with now?
Yeah, and Marjorie Taylor Greene took a shot at her in return, and we'll show that to you too. And then we've got a poll up at tyt.com about who's right in this case, AOC or Marjorie Taylor Greene. But hear the whole story first before you vote, because I think although AOC is technically correct, I might vote MTG. Hold, let's discuss first.
Wow, okay. According to reporting from back in the spring, it's true that the White House discouraged Marjorie Taylor Greene from running for Senate. Wall Street Journal reported that President Trump's political team commissioned a poll that showed Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene losing a potential race for Senate in Georgia by double digits. And the president shared the results with Greene in a bid to discourage her from running in 2026, according to people familiar with the matter. Trump's team was determined to keep Greene out of the race to unseat Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff because they feared she wouldn't be competitive, some of the people said. But Greene says AOC is wrong, insists that she decided on her own not to run for the Senate. Listen.
Sounds like she's best friends with Laura Loomer too, because that's the same thing Laura Loomer said, but it's not true. I put out a lengthy post back this summer about why I didn't want to run for Senate, and I see the Senate is basically where all good things go to die. And I'm a very serious person. I don't want to go serve somewhere where all of my good ideas and bills I want to work on get completely stopped in a system that I think is utter failure, and I explained that in length. The other problem with AOC is I think she's really jealous that I came into her home state, stomped around, and actually had a great conversation with the ladies on The View.
Here we go. She praised her experience on The View, attacked AOC for stirring up drama instead of working with the other side.
I think it's good to have conversations with the other side and have respectful conversations. People, like when I say people are sick and tired of political drama, they are fed up with it. And they're tired of the toxic culture that we have. People are tired of lies, tired of stupid attacks like AOC's video. I don't respect her very much. She's never accomplished anything in life other than being a member of Congress. So I don't really know what she has to offer other than gossip, but people are tired of that.
Right.
Are people tired of it? Are more and more people embracing Marjorie Taylor Greene? I find myself thinking that, yeah, I could have a cup of coffee with her, sit down, break bread, and maybe we'd even have some things in common.
Well, look, so you know we had her on before almost anyone else did in either the left or the center, and we got a lot of heat for it, and oh, you guys shouldn't have done that, she's terrible, blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden The View has her on, and they're like, oh, bravo, View. Okay, fine, that's just particular to us. But it is actually somewhat related to the entire story. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. So overall, look, I think they're both right in their own ways. So did Marjorie Taylor Greene think of running for the Senate? Did she consider that? Yes. Was she dissuaded by the Trump team? Well, we know the Trump team dissuaded her, like meaning discouraged her, let's put it that way. Was that pivotal in Marjorie Taylor Greene's decision not to run for Senate? It's impossible to know. If I had to guess from the outside, I would say, yeah, it was probably important. Did she catch some feelings that Trump thought she couldn't win a statewide race in Georgia after she's backed Trump all that time? Yeah, I could see her catching feelings over that. I don't know it for a fact, but that sounds very plausible. And then would she consider running for a higher office, whether it's Senate or maybe even now people are talking about 2028? Could she run for the Republican primary? And if you think that that's outrageous and it can't be done, did we not live through Trump already? Why do people keep saying things that are demonstrably false? Of course it could happen, and And to me, of course, she can win the Republican primary. I don't know about the general, race. So, but anyway, so could that be part of her decision to at least change her style a little bit? Yeah, it could be. So I think AOC might be right about that. Is it true? Could it be true that Marjorie Taylor Greene is right? That AOC all of a sudden feels like, wait. Marjorie Taylor Greene is gaining credibility here, and mainstream media used to love me. Now they're starting to like her. Well, I don't like that. She's stealing my shine. I'm supposed to be the outsider who is getting things done. Yeah, but then that means you actually have to get things done, right? So now look, what has Marjorie Taylor Greene gotten done? Not much either. To be fair, almost no one gets anything done in Congress, but she did have one scalp. Marjorie Taylor Greene blocked a bill that was going to prevent people from boycotting Israel inside the country. Score one for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now look, AOC's also done some wonderful things. I believe in the Green New Deal, and she got portions of that in the one of the Biden bills. They're going to strip it out now, but it was a great effort, and it made a difference, and that was one of the few progressive wins, right? And do I agree more with AOC's policies? Of course, by a landslide. But we're a fair show here, and we're trying to give you the reality of both sides here. But so Sharon, I come back to the most important point being, Marjorie Taylor Greene is coming to our side, right? So she's now saying, hey, I don't know about funding Israel. Has AOC said that much? Maybe, I don't know. And she's saying, hey, release the Epstein files. Hey, we should have lower drug prices. We shouldn't take people off of SNAP. We shouldn't double up their premiums. The correct thing to say when she comes to us is yes. Let's take yes for an answer, right? So, but instead of taking yes for an answer, and I think this is why I'm siding with Marjorie Taylor Greene a little bit more here than AOC, even though I agree with AOC's policies way more, right? But in this particular clash, she's saying, Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, yes, I agree with you, even on the government shutdown. And AOC attacks her anyway. Like the model of the opposite is Ro Khanna, and where he said, oh, you're for releasing the Epstein files? Come on in to our press conference. And then they hugged and like, hey, look at that. She's Team MAGA, maybe the #1 person in MAGA outside of Trump, and she's for opening the Epstein files. Yes, correct answer is yes. Not when you go, now I'm not telling you to go to their side. This is so easy, I don't know why this is like a debate, right? When they come to say you are right, say thank you. Don't slap them across the face for no reason. Don't try to drag us back into a conflict in a moment where we've got the other side agreeing with us. Not complicated. Sharon, what do you think?
Yeah, I think she's knocking on the door. She's got a nice bouquet of flowers, and I just open the door. I say, welcome, welcome, come in. Let's talk, let's be friends, let's get some things done together. I think you're right. She's saying yes, why knock her? Of course, there's no doubt Greene has been more vocal in criticizing her own side of late, as Cenk mentioned. During the same interview on News Nation, Marjorie Greene had harsh words for Republicans following their disastrous showing Tuesday night.
I believe the election yesterday was a referendum on not delivering what November 2024 was about. It was about America first, it was about MAHA, and it was about cost of living and putting Americans' issues above everything else. And that has not been the focus for months now.
I mean, who can argue with this 2.0 version of MTG? Of all people, former Obama advisor David Axelrod found himself agreeing with her. Listen.
Well, I'm in the kind of astonishing position of saying I agree with every word that Marjorie Taylor Greene said. I've never said those words here. We're making news right here on your show, Caitlin. But that's absolutely the case. That's what happened. The fact is the president got elected in the main because people were very unhappy with the economy, and it hasn't changed for the better.
I mean, this is almost unbelievable, the way people bicker and dig their heels in. And Marjorie Taylor Greene not long ago was over here, and Axelrod wouldn't even be seen in a picture with her, Cenk. But she's been saying these things consistently of recent months, and I think she deserves credit for that. What say you?
Yeah, so guys, I hope we've earned a little bit of your trust. We told you she was flipping, and everybody said we took the crazy pill. Now here's David Axelrod, campaign manager for Barack Obama, saying, no, you didn't take the crazy pill. Marjorie Taylor Greene is agreeing with us. So we see these things coming a little bit ahead of time. Why? Because we listen. It makes a difference if you listen. So look, she's supporting us on the government shutdown, but there's also a super important thing here that a lot of people are getting wrong, in my opinion, Sharon, which is that they're saying, well, she's becoming less MAGA now. That's not true. I think she's more MAGA. So MAGA ran on anti-war. Marjorie Taylor Greene is more anti-war than Donald Trump. Ran against corruption. I mean, it's hard to be, more corrupt than Donald Trump. She hasn't spoken out much about it, so I don't give her much credit about that. But I mean, Trump is worse on that. So on Israel, she's America first. Trump is Israel first, and they ran on inflation and affordability. And she's saying we should care about affordability, and Trump is saying I don't care. So no, she's actually sticking with the MAGA positions. Her style has changed. She's become more open, less of an attack dog, etc. Looking for moments of agreement. But look, to be honest, as you saw it with your own eyes too, our style changed too. Why? Because partly we realized, oh right, the overwhelming majority of the country doesn't want war or corruption. It's mainstream media and the other corporate politicians whose job is to divide us. They're dividing us on the culture wars so that we don't unite on economic issues. We realize that, and now when others like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tom Massey on the other side realize it, that's a beautiful day in America. Imagine getting actual unity on anti-war, anti-corruption, lower drug prices. That would be amazing. Don't push that away. Invite that in. You want to have caution? Of course have caution. And nobody's forcing you to agree with every one of their policies. We're just asking you, when they agree with ours, don't reject them. Last thing, look, at this point, Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing even more progressive media than AOC is. So, yeah. And guys, it's not about us. I've told you a million times, our interviews, they don't get a lot of ratings, clicks, however you put it. So it doesn't really help us. My point is that if you're trying to get things done as a progressive, you should probably be all over progressive media and fighting for your causes, etc. And if you're sitting comfortably at home and you won't do that, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene comes on progressive media and is fighting against funding Israel and for lower drug prices, you shouldn't get jealous of that. You should outdo her. You should show how you're even more in favor of the average American, which by the way you can do because AOC's policies are generally speaking pretty great. So go fight for them, including fighting against leaders in your own party, which to be fair to AOC, she was wonderful with Mamdani, and she did call out Democratic leaders on Tuesday night when Mamdani won. So it's complicated, it's nuanced, it's not black and white, it's not hero and villain here. But overall, you've heard me loud and clear. When we agree, there's no reason to end that agreement. You make the bad guys super happy when you choose to disagree on things that you actually do agree on. There's no reason to hate each other and to fight each other when we're at a yes. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.